Yo, we are live now. Yo, what is up, sleepers? It's your boy Ed Bennett here in Britlands, the islands, England, whatever you want to call it. Who do I have with me
One of the
today?
islands, right? We got what's that kid's name in the movie?
Robbie Williams.
His name was Dad.
His name was Robbie Williams.
Yeah, I'll be Dad.
I want to be whatever that one zombie's name was. What the professor gave him? What was his name?
I don't even remember.
Well, I gotta look this
The
up.
Berserker.
What's the name of the cult place at the end? Boneland or some shit?
Look, you guys are asking a lot of questions about a movie I just watched. I don't know.
I'm Boneland.
Right? I just watched it too, and I still don't know.
So there will be timestamps in the description for our review if you guys want to skip ahead to that. But for now, let's buy some
My
tickets
name's Simon.
and,
Simon.
and grab our favorite concessions. How's y'all's week been?
It's been uneventful. Like I said, working a lot of hours because of the mandatory tens. This following week is gonna be the same way, but it should be better afterwards. I don't know. We'll see though.
Oh, you had to work?
Yeah.
Mandatory
Long week.
10s? That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was a very long week. The paycheck looked nice, but it was a long week.
Well, you
Damn.
won't be able to see your paycheck till next week, right?
Yeah, but I worked Saturday last week, remember? So
Yeah.
The
They got you
paycheck-
slaving away.
yeah, they're
Workaholics
they're
these
working
days.
us pretty hard right now. Yeah,
Damn.
I know there's people out there working many more hours, but like they're
Couldn't
probably
be me.
doing that by choice. All right, this is not by choice.
Couldn't be me. I just.
What do you mean?
sit home all
Couldn't be
day.
you? You work Saturdays and Sundays by choice.
No. When was the last time you see me work a Saturday, Sunday?
You probably worked a couple hours just before, like earlier today.
No.
No, don't try to do
Clocked
that.
in and worked the double.
No, I've been at home all
The
day.
reason why you're not working overtime now is because them teachers probably got you like by the throat at this point.
No, because the teacher she started to work overtime, and then her job's like, no more overtime, not allowed.
Damn.
Like I said, she's probably got you by the throat.
Nah.
What about the rest of y'all?
That doesn't sound very convincing.
What about the rest of y'all? How's your week been?
It's all right.
Jesus, I know you've been going out a lot, especially today and yesterday.
I've been
Any
pretty
success?
good.
Any success?
I've been
Anything
happy.
long term you thinking?
Long term, no.
No? Okay.
No.
How was Michigan Adventures?
You went
it
to
was
Michigan
really good.
Adventures? Oh, no,
Had,
that was a
to, had a
page.
good heart to heart too. That was really
Oh,
Aw.
a heart to heart.
good. Yeah.
You ever had one of those,
I
Alexi?
want to know, but I won't pry. I want to know, though.
You want to know the lore.
I do. I'm invested now.
He's your K-drama.
Right now, yeah. I want to know what's going on. I am invested.
So, overall, it's been a pretty chill week for all. It was pretty boring. It's just been really hot, especially this weekend.
Yeah, dude, I'm sweating buckets right now, dude.
I know, I'm dying.
I'm glad I don't have big sweat glands like Jesus.
Working
The
overtime.
hyperhidrosis?
I'd be
I
feeling
have
buckets right
hyperhidrosis,
now.
bro.
Hypohidrosis.
I
So,
got that. That sounds miserable right now. You're gonna be miserable this next week, dude.
It's not even that bad. You guys are overreacting.
It hasn't started yet.
It's not even that bad.
it's just the warm-up.
This is the warm up. This is the calm before the actual storm.
This is what every Michigander's been asking for.
Well, those people need to like
Such as Eddie. Eddie's been
go
asking
live on
I
the
do love heat more than I love cold.
Yes, I agree with that too. I can handle the heat more than the cold, but still. Wet heat, not good heat.
Feels heavier.
Yes. Harder to breathe.
So with that, let's take our seats and let's get into these trailers. Any new movies, TV shows, or video games y'all are looking forward to?
Um
I'm looking
I know
forward to
Pokemon
season
ZA and Pokemon Champions is what I'm looking forward to right now.
I'm looking
Po-
to season 2 of My Dress Up Darling. Comes out in like 2 weeks.
Oh
there's
my
season
God.
two for another anime coming out
Kaiju-
actually.
Kaiju number 8 is also coming out in 2 weeks. Da 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 is also
Finally.
coming out in 2 weeks as well.
We already saw those episodes though.
I know, and then the new part B to the season finale of Doctor Strange comes out in 2 weeks.
Dr. Stone, you mean?
Doctor Stone. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say Doctor Strange. I don't remember a TV show coming out for that.
Yeah, there's another one I knew. I was just looking at a bunch of the new.
How
ones
many
that are coming
outfits are there for your darling to dress up in?
Well, seeing as how many clothing brands there are, there's probably like an infinite amount at this point.
out. Well, the one
I
dress
think
up
you would
darling,
probably
it's just a
die before you got a
cosplay,
chance to try out all the clothes in the world.
though. Yeah, but it's just a cosplay. Come on, guys.
Point
It's not like-
stands.
So she dresses up for whatever she feels like dressing up as.
I don't even understand the plot of that show.
Well, it's a kind of a romance anime.
It's just a slice of life romance. That's all it is. There isn't there's no real plot to it.
What's y'all's favorite romance animes?
Ooh. I don't know if I actually have one. That's the funny part.
What's your favorite?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Toradora. Hands down Toradora.
Oh, Toradora is pretty good.
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Toradora.
Or Lovely Complex. Either Lovely Complex or Toradora.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I would recommend that one. Pretty good.
Oh, mine's giving me this Power Ranger.
Yours is King of the Hill, isn't it?
No,
Power
it's
Ranger?
yeah, it's like a Power Range kind of anime. I look
Which
it up real
one?
quick.
Oh, is this the one where the Red Ranger gets reincarnated into another world?
Oh my god! Always with the
No,
reincarnation.
that's a real thing. No, that's a real thing.
Oh.
The Red Ranger gets transported to another world, and his powers work on a different paradigm. So he's like, everyone's baffled by how his powers work. It's actually kind of funny.
Mine's is an anime movie. It's called Your Name.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out in a minute, Eddie. Just keep
Jesus?
What?
Your favorite romance anime?
That's a tough one. Like, it's pretty good. I won't lie.
Which one?
Toradora is pretty good.
It's probably one of the most famous ones out there. Toradora is probably, if not the most famous romance anime
It probably
that I
is.
can
Yeah.
think of.
Oh my god, I can't figure out.
All right, we don't have time to be waiting for you. Just
All
just
right.
later
I
on,
said-
brother.
We're moving
I
on.
said to keep going.
So, let's start with our first trailer, The Naked Gun. It releases August 1st of 2025. What do you guys
Let's
think?
fucking go, dude. I'm so excited for this.
Naked Gun is back. What do you guys think?
Oh, I'm a fan of the type of comedy that they're using, so I'm very excited for it, and I'm very happy that they're doing it, and that they got Liam Neeson to do it of all people.
They showed it all in the trailer though, so it's
All the
already-
best
Which
jokes.
I am afraid of the fact that they did show it all in the trailer, so I'm very much.
Why'd they spoil the cocksucking scene?
That was
The
pretty
what?
funny. Why'd they have to spoil it?
Yeah.
That was a pretty good one.
I must have missed that scene.
Yeah,
The
you were
blowjob
yapping away.
Oh, I got the answer to that question for their favorite romance now. I
Took
figured
you
it out.
long enough.
What is it?
It's love after world domination.
Love. I don't think I've heard
yeah.
of this. Love
I actually know that one.
after world.
I think.
I thought it was pretty cute and it was done really well.
I saw Losing Heroines a couple days ago. That one was pretty good.
That a romance anime?
Kinda.
So,
Have you guys-
what?
No, go, keep going.
I was just gonna go to the next trailer. So our next trailer is Springsteen. That one releases August 24, 2025. More biopics, musical biopics.
I don't know who this guy is, so I
We'll
I
probably
don't-
end up watching it eventually, but I don't know still.
That's the title.
Yeah, it's called Springsteen.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. Oh, you are fine. Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
it's another
That's the
biopic
guy-
to add to the list.
Thank you,
It has,
Hannah.
a guy, I
Much
don't know his
appreciated.
name, but he's from The Bear, I think.
Oh yeah,
Bear.
Jeremy Allen White.
You know his
I do
name?
like him.
Just because I saw the trailer just now.
And I
Oh.
brought it up earlier.
He did spout it out. But yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to keep getting excited for these musical biopics. They're all kind of similar, you know. There's drug use,
are.
there's relationship issues, and then they find
But-
themselves in the end.
If the singer's exceptionally good, though, it makes it better. Like, there's the Elvis one is really good, but I guess they did the Elvis one came out early enough where we weren't getting oversaturated by these biopics. So that might be why I like it, but who knows?
They should make one for the Wiggles. I'd watch that.
No,
For the Wiggles.
For real.
All right, so now we're finally moving on to what are you guys' thoughts before watching 28
actually-
years later?
I actually knew nothing about this movie
Same.
before going into it. I think I heard something about what was there? Wasn't there something called 28 Days Later at first or something like that?
This is the third movie for that trilogy.
This is?
Yes.
I thought this was a standalone movie.
No. It is a
shit.
standalone movie in a sense, like 28 days later, 28 weeks later, and 28 years later all have different casts, but it still follows the aftermath of what happens in that location.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So
As a big 28 fans, like I watched all of them multiple times. Those two multiple times. I actually really enjoyed this movie and I appreciate it.
well, this is our thoughts before.
Yeah.
No, that's what I mean.
So because I had no idea of what I was going into, I had actually no thoughts. I was like, okay, let's just get this over with. I saw a little bit of a spoiler before going into the movie, but I mean, it wasn't really a spoiler. You probably can guess what I heard before going into the movie.
Yeah,
So-
all Lexi heard was about the big dong. He was excited.
Brother,
Yeah.
I was saving that moment for later. Fucking hell! I can't even say such a minor spoiler for later.
You fat dongs in the movie.
Yeah, I felt hella violated by that.
So I also had not watched anything 28 days later, 28 weeks later, 28 months later, 28 millenniums later. I've watched none of it.
All I know is that the first one is canon. The second one is apparently not canon.
Okay.
It was weird because the fact
And-
that they made the
And
movie.
still,
If
yeah,
uh,
it's weird because what?
No, I'm just saying it's weird because it all takes. It's still in the same universe, just different times.
Well, yeah, I think that like just now they decided, oh, the second one doesn't count.
Well,
Care.
that's-
All I know is I watched this. I had no idea of what I was getting into when I got into it.
same. I just
And, like,
saw. Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the first one, all I know is that Cillian Murphy's in it,
Yep.
Mr. Oppenheimer.
I also know that like this is a relic of an era, like back in the 2010s when zombies were insanely popular. There was zombie everything, Walking Dead. There was
Yeah.
Eddie,
yeah.
I'm letting you know this movie came out before 2010.
Well, the 2000s to 2010, that 2 decade span was dominated by zombie content. Zombieland,
Yeah.
Walking Dead. We had
Zombieland is a fantastic movie.
Warm Bodies.
Even then, though, I think I did hear that the first one is it's a bigger breath of fresh air compared to some of its contemporaries. Like it's not just like a standard zombie film for the
Okay.
most part.
What, the 28 days later?
Yeah, like the first one.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
Ooh,
Like,
oh
I
my
was
goodness! Thank you.
I was
Hannah.
trying to explain it to Tisha what the 28 Days movie was, like the first one, and she's like, "Oh, that seems a lot better than the one we just watched." I'm like, "No. It all correlates. You just get if once you watch the first one and then the second one, then all three of them kind of correlate."
Is this
I
how
can
you
see-
feel about the movie before you went to see it?
Yeah, because I was actually looking forward to it. That's the reason why I was like, "Let's do that one." I do not want to see a Disney movie.
I don't know. All I'm hearing is I'm getting a backstory here right now, not a how you feel.
Hey man, I'm just saying I was looking
I
forward
love
to
the
this
kitty as
movie.
well.
This is I enjoyed it, and that's all I know.
That's still not what we asked.
I was
So
excited. I just
There you go. That's what we asked.
I was
I said
excited.
that.
So with that, let's get into the spoiler-free review. Let's jump into 28 years later. So, released June 20th of 2025, starring Alfie Williams, directed by Danny Boyle. Rated R. Plot summary.
Boyle.
A group of survivors of the rage virus live on a small island. When one of the group leaves the island on a mission into the mainland, he discovers secrets, wonders, and horrors that have mutated not only the infected but other survivors. What are you guys' overall thoughts without any spoilers?
I loved it. You know, it was great. Except for the ending, that was a complete tone shift, which really affected me. I did not like that tone shift at all.
The ending was pretty wild. I'll give you that.
It was just
Then there's some stuff in the middle that was kind of crazy. It was
Yeah.
but this one was like a complete tone shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that it started off for me. It started off pretty well, and then it switched mid, and then the ending was like, huh, that's how
And
it
that-
ends.
I heard. I'm not super sure about it, but apparently, this is going to be the start of a new trilogy.
Oh shit.
I would be okay with that because, like I said, even though the ending threw me off like completely, I'm still excited to see what happens.
Yeah, it's just weird that it's going to be like 28 years later, too, instead of like.
Oh, like what are they gonna do? 280,000 years later?
28 centuries later.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Yeah, it kind of like I said, the fact that they skipped the 28 months and then went to years is kind of
Yeah.
crazy to think about. They should have went to months and then did years.
Apparently,
Oh.
Cillian Murphy might be in one of the
He
new.
talks-
let's go. I like how this movie didn't take itself too seriously. Like there was still that gore horror aspect to it, but it was like over the top whenever like
Whenever they did show it, yeah.
multiple camera angles all really quickly splitting between each other.
Yeah, the effects and shit were pretty cool. Like
It was
practical
more-
effects and shit.
Yeah, I would say it wasn't finally CGI'd as much, which was nice.
You could tell this movie had a really low budget, but they worked with what they had, and I think they were able to, get their story across pretty well, given their what seemed to be limited resources.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what the budget was.
Ready,
Yeah,
fact check it. Let's go.
Let's see. Let's look
Let's
it
fact check.
I had a budget, that's for sure.
up. It had
I feel
X
like it
amount of
was-
dollars.
I feel
Put
like
it
it was
up,
like
Jamie.
a $100 million budget for some reason.
100 million, that's crazy work.
Well, that's pretty cheap for movies, I think. Right? 75 million. So even
That's
less than
not-
100 million.
Nowadays, yeah, that's pretty cheap.
See, I was pretty close. I said 100. That was lowballing it.
And this is an increase compared to the other ones, apparently, is what it's saying.
Compared to the first one, or
The first
second?
one had 8 million, and the second one had 15 million.
Yeah,
I'm
but the first one is 8 million in 2002.
True.
Oh,
Inflation.
So like think about the dollar then to now. Like I bet it was like close to like 60 million now compared to like.
I don't know if it was that much. Probably like.
Let's see. $1 in 2002. Dollar inflation calculator. Let's see. Oh, I had to change the date again. 2002 to 2024. So we said, how much did we say it was?
75
I'm
or something like that.
7
8
million?
million.
8 million. Right. You right.
It was $300.
Free.
Yeah.
We
So this is 100.
You guys ready to go to war?
Yep.
were talking about this.
I'm definitely going to jail, bro. I'm not going.
You're not going. They'll probably just, as your punishment, send you to war anyway.
So 8 million in 2002 is now worth 13 million in 2024.
Oh my god,
that's not much.
that's a
actually.
cheap movie. Then again, like the very, I didn't think it was that cheap. I thought it would have been a little bit more expensive.
Like I suppose like budgets back in the day were probably just lower in general since there was less.
Yeah, they were.
CGI in general.
They were.
Yeah, I said this. Like I said, the first one did not have that much special effects, so that was nice about it.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you
Same with the
guys?
sec-
Oh yeah.
It was the same with the second one. Didn't have that much special effect either. So
What do you guys rate it out of 10?
I'm gonna give it a 7.4.
I gave it a 7.
I'll give it a 7 too.
Yeah, 7's a pretty good number. Let's look at some online ratings. The critics for Metascore 76 out of 100. Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter 89. Audience in IMDb 7.2 out of 10. And Rotten Tomato audience 65. So the average volley scores 75.5.
Oh, I was so close with my rating. What the fuck?
So with that, let's get into the spoiler-filled discussion. Let's take an in-depth review of 28 years later. So, in 2002, during the initial outbreak of the rage virus, a young boy named Jimmy escapes from his house in a Scottish Highlands after being attacked by his rage-infected family. He escapes to a nearby church where he finds his father, the local vicar, praying. Believing the outbreak to be a sign of divine judgment, the father reacts with religious fervor, interrupting the virus as a harbinger of the end of times. He gives Jimmy a crucifix necklace and urges him to flee before allowing himself to be overtaken by the infected, enabling Jimmy to escape. What do you guys think of the introduction of this movie?
Jimmy!
Jimmy!
I thought that's very it's a strong introduction for sure for the movie.
The whole time
Like-
I was wondering where's Cillian Murphy at.
Really? Is that all you had to say? That's
Yeah,
fine.
kind
Like I actually enjoyed the start of it. Like I was kind of glad they had it start like that.
Yeah, it started off pretty intense, very action-packed.
Started off strong for sure.
I didn't even realize that this shit took place in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all
Like,
oi bruvs.
You couldn't tell by their voices?
No, I meant like before going in.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. What, you probably thought it was New York or something?
Yeah.
It's always in New
A
York.
It's
lot
always
of
in New
zombie
York, yeah.
movies, yeah. So a lot of zombie movies started off in the United States. So this is like the 28.
Are we
years
saying that,
franchise.
like, we're just so
No, it's just
gross
that
or something?
It's just Oi Bros already look like zombies. So.
They show the default appearance. So I thought, yeah, it was a really strong opening. His whole family. He has a lot of siblings. They were all violently murdered, but off screen.
I think that wasn't siblings. I think they were cousins and stuff like that because it looked like the whole family was there. That's what I was getting the understanding.
So this character doesn't come back till the end of the movie. So I'm guessing he's the main character in other movies.
No, he's not.
No.
This is. They're all done separately. All the movies are separate.
Is it
Like I
basically
said-
like a soft reset to the
Every single movie
franchise.
could be soft reset, yeah, except
So
for this next following trilogy, which clearly sets up a connection. for
So
all
it's like Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
No.
I guess.
Why don't
Yeah.
None of them are connected.
No, the thing. There is a connection to it.
They're
It's
all
just
called
not-
Final Fantasy, but they're all not related.
Yeah, they're not.
No,
related.
but they've been.
They're all
doing a lot-
28 years later, but they're all not related.
But they've been in the new one. They connected it and by bringing up past characters and they're explaining how they survived.
I didn't.
Yeah, but that's later. Like we're
Yeah,
saying, like the main character. The main character wasn't in the old ones.
I guess you're not wrong.
So yeah,
Because that's what Eddie asked. Right?
yeah. I asked if this kid was in the previous ones as an adult, but I guess not.
No. Yeah, this is all basically like new cast.
So it started off strong, but then it confused me for a second because it cut to the present and there was an entirely new
28
cast.
years later.
Yeah, entirely
Yeah.
new cast. So I was in my head the whole movie. I was like, when are we gonna see that kid in the beginning again as an adult?
Yeah, for real.
That's a fair thing to ask.
So 28 years after the second outbreak, the rage virus has been eradicated in continental Europe, and the British Isles remain under indefinite quarantine enforced by naval patrols. A self-contained community of survivors lives in a village of Lindsfarne, an island connected to the mainland by a heavily fortified tidal causeway. Among the residents are Jamie, a scavenger, his wife, Isla, who suffers from an unexplained illness, and their 12-year-old son, Spike, from Mario Kart.
Mikey.
The concept of
The one that
Oh.
vomits spike balls.
Yeah, I think so. I'm looking up.
What were you saying, Javi?
Oh, shoot.
I said the concept of them not having like hospitals at this point for like the random virus they have is crazy.
Probably
Crazy
because
thing
they're just scared to fucking contract anything.
That's probably true. Which is weird. The fact that the Wikipedia says that it's like a second outbreak when it's just like, how is it a second outbreak? It's still there. It never
Yeah.
left.
Maybe
It's
it's
like,
I
how
wonder-
can there be a second outbreak of COVID?
True.
Well,
It never
A
left,
new
but
strain.
here it is, but
A
here it
new
is.
strain.
It's a new strain though. It's not an
You never know. It might be a new strain. Why are you trying to question why it's a second outbreak, bro? Just suspend your disbelief for once.
the ass
No.
eater strain.
So yeah, Spike is the one that pukes out spikes to throw at Mario. The one with the blue mullet and the
Yeah.
green skin.
Yeah.
Alexi, this should be your new profile picture. I'll send it in the chat.
All right.
Is it
Do
is
it.
it him mid vomit?
No, it's just him standing. Let's see if we can find him when mid vomit. But
About the scene in the movie?
yeah, any more thoughts on the scene in the movie while I look for this picture?
This is where we are
This is
introduced
where
to
you
the
meet-
village, right?
Yeah, what do you guys
that's
think of
where
our main
introduced-
cast?
I thought the village was nice and like how they're going back to like older techniques for like string bows and making their own stuff like that. I thought it was pretty cool.
Well, this is-
and I
this
like
is
how the
also-
community actually works as a community and not trying to constantly backstab one another until that fuck ass kid.
Like Walking Dead?
Yeah. I never seen Walking Dead to be honest. So
What? The Walking Dead's so great. You should watch it. It's a great
Never
franchise
seen it.
as well. It's a great franchise as
He's
well.
I've
gotta
never
watch
seen it!
Supernatural. He's got to watch Supernatural again.
yeah, I'm too busy
I know.
watching Supernatural again.
For the 200th time.
Yes, it's so much better than Walking Dead, dude.
How many times do you got to
possible.
see fucking Nessie in an episode?
Nessie isn't even well. He's only mentioned once in an episode,
Exactly.
but
So,
he's
like,
never
six-
truly shows. He doesn't actually show up in the show, you know.
So you gotta see him like 7 more times, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just gives up. Yeah.
What's your favorite monster that they show in Supernatural?
It's Mothman,
Uh,
obviously. Come on.
Mothman is
Probably the jackalope,
Anything-
huh?
no. Those guys, if anything, are tulpas. But what the fuck is that thing?
The Australian drop bear?
No, I would have to say it's probably Crowley or
Is it SCP-114?
Is that the one that shits out its ass the whole time?
I don't know. That's funny though.
You look like you would be into the SP trilogy too, Red Stab.
Do I?
You look
Yeah.
like an SCP.
I do.
Yeah.
Look up the one that shits its ass, and it's like. If you stop,
All right, let's move on
if
from this
you
topic again.
Stop looking at it. It like teleports like closer to you.
Let's not get too gross here, guys.
So as
Too gross.
It's
The
like
girls
that
feel
that
better.
Doctor Who thing.
Is that why you saw in the Doctor Who?
Like
those-
I said,
those
let's not
scary
get
evil-
gross here, guys.
So, as part of a coming of age ritual, Jamie takes Spike to the mainland to hunt. They encounter a pack of infected led by an alpha mutated variant of the infected who are stronger and more intelligent. The pair takes refuge in an abandoned cottage and observe a distant bonfire. Upon returning to their village, Spike learns that the fire was lit by Dr. Ian Kelson, a reclusive survivor and former GP, whom the villagers feared. I guess GP is British for doctor. According to rumors, Kelson has been seen burning bodies in what appears to be a ritualistic fashion. Spike becomes delusioned with his father when he sees him having an affair with another woman. He secretly returns to the mainland with his mother, hoping that Kelson can provide treatment.
So Spike becomes a Lulu.
Spike becomes he's just pissed at his dad for cheating on his dying mom.
No, he becomes
Which,
a Lulu.
which is a valid reason to be pissed at someone. Don't get me
That's a
wrong.
terrible. That's a terrible reason.
It is. I'm gonna tell him,
gotta keep-
Tisha, you said that.
You gotta keep the survival.
I'm gonna tell him,
of
Tisha, you said that,
the
dude.
country going, bro. Come on.
I'm telling you, brother.
Alexi,
What?
open up the link on Discord, but not during stream.
So, I thought the expedition, father-son expedition, was pretty funny. Just how Spike had to keep being dragged
What the fuck is
everywhere
that
because he
thing?
kept tripping over his own feet.
PSP, bro.
I thought it was funny in the fact that his dad hyped him up. He's like, yeah, he slayed like 40 of them bad boys. He's such a great alpha person.
Is he?
He's ready.
If
Is he really?
Spike could have just went along with it, he would have been a celebrity.
He would have got so much pushy as a young boy.
probably just kisses and hugs.
Not how they're making it seem.
But yeah,
Trying to glaze him up.
we get to see these new variants on the island. What do you guys think of these alphas and these guys who be sprinting really fast?
It gives me Left 4 Dead vibes.
I thought it was cool.
So
I thought it was actually pretty
they were
cool.
kind of gross. I didn't particularly like the close up of that crawler slipping up worms.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that one was dope.
So what's going on with that variant? Why is it all white and chubby, bloated?
Because that's
Because it keeps
that's
eating
how,
the worms. That's
'Cause
why
that-
it's probably eating like 30 pounds of worms in a day or something. I don't know.
because that's a true variant. That's not that hasn't morphed. That's how they became after 28 years of the first virus.
But you can also see Spike's sympathy in this scene because he asked his dad to spare the life of the younger, chunky white one.
You're the younger, chunky white one.
I wonder how they got a chunky little one. That's what I'm curious about.
They gave birth. Do you not see? They literally be fucking.
Wow, you spoiled it. You spoiled it. We're not that far in this movie yet.
You don't want spoilers, then don't ask stupid questions.
My question is, who tied up the newly infected in that house upside down?
It wasn't newly infected. This is why I like the tone shift at the end was, like I said, it was a sudden one, but based on what was written on that guy's chest, this guy was not an infected before he was
Chained up.
turned.
Hmm.
So he was probably someone who betrayed their trust, or someone didn't like him in that little group. So they said, you know what, we're gonna leave you as an example out here, and you get
What
infected.
little group? What little
That's
group
all
are
it
you
was.
talking about? What little group are you talking about?
You'll find out. I'm surprised you're not making that connection yet, dude. This is why I'm so worried for Tim. What's the kid's name again? Spike.
Spike.
That's why I'm a little worried for Spike's character at the very end, because the moment they name dropped the other guy's name, I was like, oh, okay, I see what's gonna happen, and pattern recognition kicks in, and you can kind of see where this is going.
Where's this going? I'm listening.
I'm not gonna say it because it's straight up spoilers, potentially for the second movie, even.
So,
But you will say it later.
Yes,
right?
I will once we get to it.
so what are you guys' thoughts on Spike taking his mom off the island?
I don't like
I
the
thought-
name. Is
That
Spike.
kid was a fucking idiot, dude. That was
That's
such
what I was
a
thinking
dumb
the whole
move.
time.
It
I was like,
was
this
so
kid's an
dumb.
idiot. The fact he kept trying to protect his mom was like,
Dude only
bro.
went out once and said, "You know what? I'm good enough to go out and
I
take
get
my
it,
mother, and take my mother who's debilitated and doesn't know where she is." Type situation.
He's a man,
No.
bro. That's why he killed one. He's like, I'm a man. I can do whatever I want now.
Dude was scared shitless.
No, he was a man.
Am I a man?
He's a manly
Or
man.
am I a muppet?
You would understand, Brud Stab. You never had to fight for your life like that.
Oh, I don't want to hear that from you, Mister. I've got a nice and cozy bed to.
Oh, he said you living comfortably.
Yeah,
Nah, man,
Mister. I
that's
got
not-
AC hitting every part of my place.
Oh, he said you got good air conditioning in your house.
That ain't even true, bro. Weren't you
That's
just
possible.
complaining the shit doesn't reach your room?
Yeah. He's just
But I
trying to
bet
catch
it's not as bad as what my upstairs is.
Oh wait, I thought we were talking about Alexis.
No.
Dude, it's so bad, man. Here, I'm dying. It's too cold. I've been fighting the urge to turn off the
First
AC a lot.
world
You
problems, I
should,
tell you.
ask Scott to let you borrow Eddie's fan.
I know he never gave me back my fan.
Teams, dude.
Still
I
has
think he
it.
broke
To
it at this
Probably.
point. I think he broke it.
He owes me a new fan.
My dude knows how to break a fan. He knows how to
He
break
does.
everything.
I leave my beers in his house. He drinks them. I leave my fans. He breaks them. I'm scared to leave anything there.
I don't even know how he could break a spoon with them.
He just doing stuff, and next you know, it breaks.
I'm gonna break your face.
At the same time,
Just daddy.
So at the same time, Swedish NATO soldier Eric and his unit are forced ashore after the patrol boat sinks. The unit is overwhelmed by infected, and Eric becomes the sole survivor. He encounters Spike and Isla and rescues them from another pack of infected. The group finds a pregnant infected woman giving birth to an uninfected infant. Eric kills the mother and prepares to kill the child, but an Alpha intervenes and decapitates him. The Alpha chases Spike and Isla until Kelson appears and subdues it using morphing lace blow dart. He leads Spike, Isla, and the infant to a sanctuary, which is a temple constructed from sterilized bones of the bodies of Memento Mori. He cleans and adds Eric's skull to the temple. What do you guys think of the introduction of Eric and his character?
A doctor felt like a quack at that point.
Yeah.
I thought
Right.
that whole baby delivering scene was insane.
It was.
Me too.
I didn't want to see it, but like, you know, I don't know why.
I don't understand why the mom was so cool with that. Just like, yeah, let me help this thing give birth.
Paternal instincts, I guess.
I
don't know.
guess
I would never.
her and Spike are very similar, that they just want to help whoever or whatever it looks like.
Yeah, most likely.
But what did you guys think of Eric, the Swedish soldier?
I thought it was cool. At least you know there was actually normal life going out in the real world is what the
Yeah.
concept I was getting.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah, the life is pretty normal back outside of there. So,
I mean, did you not see Eric's girl? Man, his girl looked fine.
what you mean? Look how her face got hit by a train.
That was the joke.
You know how to make jokes.
He's got
I
a
don't know.
cell phone and Wi-Fi, and he's living it good.
Games on his phone.
Games on his phone. He had Flappy Bird.
Oh,
Living it good.
that's what I would have asked me. You got games on your phone?
The kid didn't even know what games are.
Could you imagine? Right? He probably doesn't know. Well, yeah, he doesn't even know what phones are. So, still,
like, "What's
I'd be like,
that?"
you got games?
I thought he
That
was
game?
I thought he was a good comedy relief character, but then they got rid of him pretty abruptly.
We did.
Well, they had to. He wasn't the main character. No plot armor for him.
Why does the alpha only rip heads off though? That's a weird way to kill things.
It's the show Alpha, bro.
Just to show that he's alpha. Hey, he can rip your
To be
head off
fair,
your spine.
honestly, the only reason why there's another reason why I thought he could be the alpha.
Well, was it his long
Oh.
beard?
Yeah, long beard.
It was the
Ah.
beard.
Oh, yeah. I see, yeah. That makes
Red
sense.
Tab, you're so
makes sense,
wild.
right?
Staring at his beard that hard, bro.
Are you counting the
Like,
veins, bro?
It's the beard, brother.
were you counting the amount of strains he had on there, bro? You like,
Wait, you're not talking about
How many
his...
veins he has?
You're not talking about his, you know... That's not what you're
Well,
referring to, right?
Andy, I'm
That's
listening.
not where I was referring to. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
What are you referring to? We're listening.
Because I didn't even notice. I wasn't even looking there.
Biggest
neither.
difference.
I was looking at his head. What you mean? The beard?
His penis head.
I don't think you needed to actually say that because I think they could have made that connection themselves.
His thing was just like
It was
swinging,
hanging. It was swinging, brother.
and Brett Tab's like,
I felt
damn.
violated, brother.
It felt
Let me
like,
see
it
something.
felt like Game of Thrones.
I felt violated. Yeah.
I got the feeling that the father was just looking for his newborn child. That Alpha. I feel like he was the father
Yeah.
looking for the child.
I guess I could see
That's
that.
that's what was going on at that point. Yeah, because they have a certain amount of intelligence. So
What'd you
Yeah,
guys think of the doctor, though?
I
In
liked
his
him.
camp.
I liked his character. Uh,
He
and
felt like a quack.
I'm glad that he's alive.
Felt like a quack. Why's
You
that?
spoiled that, bro.
I barely spoiled anything. That's like 2 minutes later.
Felt like he was a quack. That's all I know.
You
He
are.
felt like
Quack.
not a real doctor. I felt like he was saying words to say words.
So after examining Isla, Kelson determines that she has terminal cancer. At her request, he euthanizes her by using a morphine dart. He presents her clean skull to Spike, who climbs to the top of the temple and places it there as a memorial. Following another confrontation with Alpha, Spike and Kelson manage to escape, and Kelson encourages Spike to return home. Spike returns to the village alone and leaves the infant who he names Isla at the village gate. He includes a note addressed to Jamie explaining the child's origin and stating that he will return when he is ready. Realizing Spike has gone into the mainland alone, Jamie attempts to go after him, but is unable to get to him because of the rising tide.
And I moved really quick in the movie. Holy crap.
Yeah,
We're already at the end of the movie.
we're
Yeah, pretty much the end. I liked the whole doctor scene though. Like it was very calming, and at the same time, it was very emotional.
Disturbing. It's very
What do you mean
to me.
disturbing? It was emotional. He
was
lost
so
his fucking
disturbing,
mother.
It was very disturbing, bro.
He lost his mother, and so
Just how the fact that kid just accepts it without even like.
What
crying
else are you
or
gonna
showing-
do, dude?
She already gone. At
What
that
else are you
point.
gonna do in that situation?
She was gone. It was her
grieve?
choice.
To grieve out for a little while. Instead, it was like one
You
day.
can't
it's like,
afford to do that in this situation, my guy.
Yeah, go do it later, bro.
You literally get to safety and then grieve.
that's how that works.
But
man. You're
you
supposed to-
can't afford to be breaking down in the middle of a literal apocalypse.
It's not an apocalypse. Nothing was going on.
Why
It
do
was PG.
Why do you guys think he chose to continue his journey alone?
Because he still didn't want to see his shit ass dad.
Cause he's like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'm already here.
Probably not even that, honestly. I don't know. I think he just didn't want to be after losing the only thing that really cared for his mom, and he didn't really have a connection. I don't know. They don't give us many reasons for why he might just up and leave.
What-
What the fuck is that?
What are your thoughts, Eddie?
I think that he still hasn't really accepted the way his village functions. You know, he thinks it's based on lies. That's what he was saying earlier.
I mean, it is based off lies, though.
So maybe he's looking for some answers or something. I'm not really sure either.
It very well
I
might
don't-
be. He
I don't
might
know
be,
what kind
yeah,
of-
or finding another way out. That's why I'm so afraid of why, like, the people he meets in a minute. Here, or are we at that scene already?
We're about to
Yeah.
be, but
Good people.
Alright.
I also wanted to ask, who is that masked lady in some of the flashback scenes?
I'm
And it's
guessing
just it's a representative of the outbreak. Just like how
Oh,
it is. That's all it really meant.
so she's kind of like Death herself.
Well, it's like the rage zombies and everything. Like that's what that represents and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's not because like again, he still has a soul. So in his eyes, just like killing those creatures feel wrong because they're still people. They're still like human beings.
Are people there? No, they're quarantined. They're less than people now.
If you guys turn into zombies, I'd kill you. Don't worry.
I would too. Don't
That's
worry.
good.
I'll let you eat me. It's okay.
I'd let you eat me. I'd join you.
No, I'd probably decapitate you.
Throw myself at you.
I'd shoot off Alexi's wiener so you wouldn't be the alpha.
You know, at least you understand that I would be the alpha.
With your kind of freak that you're thinking about the wiener the whole time, yeah, I can see that.
It's right in your fucking face, dude.
It's not. All I see
Multiple
is this,
times. No, multiple times. It's right in your fucking face.
all
in
I
the
see
movie.
is this nice long beard. That's all I seen.
See, the fact that you could bring it up makes me wonder if you're okay, my guy.
He did have a beard.
He did.
Yeah, that's all I seen. All I seen was his
He
nice beard
reminded me of Kratos a bit.
and his yellow eyes. That was
Great
all I
call.
seen.
My guy, you're too fixated on it.
So 28 days later, while evading a group of infected on the mainland, Spike is rescued by a gang styled after their leader, Sir Jimmy, who wears a crucifix his father gave him during the initial outbreak.
Yes, but notice how he was wearing that crucifix. He was wearing it upside down for the symbol for the Antichrist, I think.
So this tour got over the top, like a bunch of ninja moves, and it's like, what am I
Not
watching?
even that. Like, why is the tracksuit mafia there?
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
that.
They look like Power Rangers.
Yeah, but this is that group that strung up that other guy at the start of the movie, basically.
Oh, you wouldn't
When-
say.
When Timmy. So this is him. They also referenced this character on the side of a building, like this second coming of Jimmy or whatever. I think it said.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
That's what it said. Yeah, it was on the
Yeah,
side
I
of the
know,
building.
I know. It just sounds dumb. The second coming of Jimmy.
Yeah, it sounds really dumb. But
But yeah, I guess I could see how like they tie this character with the kid, because they're like, oh, well, this kid lived through all this like fucking infection and shit, and this is how he turned out. He became like fucking freak.
Mm-hmm.
But
So they're
the
kind
problem here is this guy is based on what we just saw, he is not a good guy. And I mean, yes, the whole crossing down definitely doesn't set a good tone either. But
Yeah, no.
He's
So
a
that, I think they're implying like, oh, I wonder. I guess we'll see how this new kid turns out.
The clash of morals.
yeah, and that's where I think that they're definitely going to be clashing in the next movie, 100%.
It's gonna be like
he's going to join them, but then he's like, "Yo, I don't like this dude. He's kind of doing some fucked up shit."
it's gonna be
No.
like Elle and Kira.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would
be
you
like-
bring up Death Note? That's like the worst anime out there.
Dude, that you're going to get some death threats just for saying that.
I'm gonna write your name in the notebook, dude.
Oh.
And I'll be the one to complete what it says in the book.
Which is what?
I don't know. I'll
Slips
find
on
out
a
in the
banana
book.
peel.
He's gonna use one of his spike. He's gonna chuck up a spike ball.
360 no scope.
He's gonna vomit a spike ball and throw it at Javier.
Sounds painful.
So, what are you guys' favorite scene, if any, in this movie?
Like the camera shots
It's
of like
this.
animals.
It's the scene before he meets Jimmy. It's literally just that scene. Not
Oh,
the
him
part where he
fending for
meets
himself?
Jimmy. Not the part where he meets Jimmy, but just the scene like after he leaves on his own and before that. That's what I like.
The first coming of Jimmy.
Yeah.
What about you, Hobby?
Hmm. Mine's probably after. Mine's honestly like the first time he leaves the village, like just the whole like experience of seeing what the world looks like in his eyes.
Yeah, that was a pretty good.
You know, I
sequence
like
there.
the father. I like the father at first, but then after all that, I was like, I don't like him no more.
Yeah,
I
they
love
really.
I love what the concept what the father is trying to do: save the humanity.
You
race.
mean cheat? I'm seriously. I think we got to tell this Tisha, right? Like we got to let her know what's going on.
Oh my god, this
Like,
guy
she needs
is
to know what's going on.
this
with
guy is
him.
trying to procreate and make life keep going, and you're over here like, nah, that's not allowed.
That was not what was going on. They were both fucked up. They were trying to have a good time getting
Bro, he
down
was
and dirty.
eating her out, bro.
he
Dude, that
was.
is- eating her out has nothing to do with procreation.
And they don't have the best shower, so it was probably really stinky.
That too. They could probably hear all the shame and sex.
Oh, who said they had sex, bro? All you do is eat her out, bro. Come on.
But
That's
you said
because-
they're gonna procreate.
Yeah.
I know, I was messing around, man.
So, what about least favorite scene?
Wait, say again.
Least favorite scene.
Least favorite
Mine-
scene? The baby birth
Mine's
scene.
kinda-
That was fucking nasty.
If I'm being honest, mine's the end. I don't like.
Oh,
that.
wait,
Yeah,
the
the end
ending.
was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I don't love the ending.
No, the ending was too much.
Well,
It-
I have two. I kind of have two. I don't like the end, and I don't like the whole scene with the mom and traveling across the thing.
like the
Guilty
whole weird Power Rangers movement crap.
So I just recalled as from looking at one of these pictures, one of the zombies, and I think Cillian Murphy might not return because the skinny zombie looks just like him, the one that they
Oh no,
killed.
they confirmed that's not him.
Okay, I was like, that looks just like Cillian. And
Yeah.
I want to know.
But
there are people that look alike.
For real?
Are?
Just saying.
Who's your doppelganger? Fred Flintstone?
Pick up the animated character.
Nah, bro, you look more like Fred Flintstone.
You look like Hiccup.
Yabba dabba do,
You look
motherfucker.
like Hiccup Stomp.
Stump. Okay, I mean,
You look like the one of the twins, the guy twin.
hey, I got a dragon and you don't.
I don't want a dragon, man. Dragons are lame,
That
bro.
that sounds like
Lame.
something a loser who doesn't have a dragon would say.
I'm more like the villain, in the How to Train Your Dragon, and the second one.
You mean all the ones? You mean the one that dies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before he dies.
Before he dies, though.
Yeah,
No,
but
he's
he's still gonna die in
conquering-
the end.
When he's
Dude,
alive.
You're not gonna win this, my guy.
So
You're on
let's
the losing end.
move on to content we've seen this week. What are some shows or movies y'all watched this week?
I watched an anime.
An anime?
Oh,
Well, most of
yeah.
it-
What? That's
Yeah.
surprising.
Is it?
Yeah.
It was the Ice Blade Sorcerer Shall Rule the World.
Oh my
I
god.
read. It's not an isekai. It's
Okay.
it is magic and it is in the fantasy world, obviously, but it's not an isekai.
Then I
Thank
might
God.
give this a shot.
It's. I wouldn't.
So,
I wouldn't.
That
It's one of
bad?
those 12-episode animes that just where I enjoyed the manga, but the anime translation just wasn't good.
oh yeah, I've seen all of this.
Yeah,
Don't
Of
watch
course
it.
you have.
Don't watch it.
it's
Don't
course
watch
you have.
it.
it's not
It's
garbage,
so
but it's not great.
slow. It's just the story's not there.
But it looks blue.
It's very typical. Like you've seen one, you've seen all of it.
So
I was
like
trying so
isekai.
hard not to fall.
No,
I
it's
was
not
trying-
isekai.
It's not an isekai.
It has isekai tendencies though. Like the kid's very powerful.
But it's not an isekai.
What a
No,
surprise.
it's not.
What else did y'all watch?
Like I brought up earlier, I watched Too Many Losing Heroines. It was pretty good for what
Yeah.
it was.
Too many.
It was kind of like a comedy based slice of life with a little bit of romance sprinkled in there.
Cool.
You do love your slice of lives.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Like-
It's like one of the first animes I've seen other than like One Piece in like half a year.
Dang.
That's crazy work, honestly.
I also watched the new episode of One Piece.
What happened?
These One Piece nerds, man.
Yeah, you guys
know
are ahead of me now.
What happened in One
On-
Piece?
I'm not even caught up still, Brett
Yeah,
said.
you-
so.
you're
pretty
ahead of
good.
me right now, Jesus.
Did they
Well, not
they,
in the manga.
did they find it?
Not yet.
Oh
You're
my.
getting there.
Yeah.
You're getting
Yeah.
there. Don't worry, buddy.
It exists, so
It exists. How could I know for sure? I didn't really watch anything this week. It's been mostly just playing Elden Ring.
did you watch the rehearsal yet?
No. How about you, Javi? Have you watched it?
I still haven't finished it. I started it. I just haven't finished it.
I've been rewatching season 2. It's pretty good still.
I've been spending my
Wow.
free time playing Elden Ring.
Yeah.
I
I've
mean,
Oh, you
I've
know,
been-
one thing I do want to watch is the new where's that K-pop animated movie on Netflix?
K-pop.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I just
The
I was gonna
demon,
say,
the demon
it's
one.
called It's K-pop Demon Hunter.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to see
I
that.
just
I'm
watched
s-
that. I just watched it.
There's so many things, like so many.
Let's go to the
that's
top
on
of my
Reels-
list.
on reels and like stuff like that, and they all sound really good. And I'm
It's
actually
actually
very
really
interested
I'm watching that tonight.
to do it.
I actually just watched.
I bet
I
you
would say
I
I
just,
watched that one
just wanted to
today,
Jesus.
and I watched the other movie called Planes.
Yeah, bro.
is on
Please
Netflix
watch the
as well.
rehearsal.
You watch
Planes,
Planes?
like the old Planes movie.
Like the Disney?
No, it's a 2023 live action. Like
I thought you were you're watching Planes with Leslie Nielsen in it.
Oh, Plane.
Yeah,
oh
Planes.
yeah, plane. No, that's the one I watched playing.
I've also been playing Dark Souls 3. I'm at the last
Hell
boss,
yeah.
but I've been playing the DLCs. I beat DLC 1 and I'm like a little bit into DLC 2 right now.
I gotta get into more of the
Good.
FromSoft games.
Super good.
Then play the one that's coming out for the Switch.
I will
Yeah, that's
when it comes
gonna be,
out.
like, in like a year or two.
So
Yeah, I'll buy the Switch when that game comes out.
Yeah. So,
All right, so let's roll the credits. You guys got any recommendations for any media?
the rehearsal.
Silent of the Mimic. It's a great
I don't
game.
really have much right now. No.
New FNAF game.
Yeah, it's the new FNAF game that came
You
out
played
last week Friday. I've been watching Let's Play on that too. That was the other thing I was gonna state. Been watching Markiplier play it. It's been a great time watching him play it.
Hell yeah, I
Oh,
gotta
you
get back
just
into horror
played, dude.
gaming. You got to stream again, Javi?
Me?
I
Stream?
can stream.
You have a PC? He used to stream Clash Royale.
Really? I actually did not know that.
I
No
remember.
wonder he failed.
Didn't you stream Cock too?
He streamed
Yeah.
Resident Evil playthrough as well.
Yeah.
No
They're
wonder
all
he
three.
failed as a streamer.
Damn, bro. He was pretty good.
I'm kidding. Only a little bit.
So the plan for next week is Megan 2.0.
That's next week already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time's
I'm
flying.
working that Saturday, so we'll see how that works.
All right. So
You
like
can watch in the morning. Just wake up and go watch it.
Yeah, I could,
go to
but
work.
like, I get one day to myself, brother.
I'll go with
Yeah,
you.
you
We'll
you
make a
just
day
spend
out of it.
we'll go
Yeah,
together.
can spend your one day with us talking about movies.
Yeah, then
Be
we
great
can
time.
hit up the bar.
I
later.
guess.
Then we can have the
Yeah.
bar. We can go take you out.
We can go to the
I'm
ro-
not going out afterwards, dude.
We can
I'm
go to the
staying
roller
inside
rink.
My one fucking day.
We can hold hands at the roller rink, share a soda.
I'm
Talk to the
staying
hub.
inside my fucking house for my one day off next week.
We
We
can-
I ain't going
That's not
nowhere
allowed.
but the theater.
That is not allowed, brother. We gotta get you out.
We can play pin the
I'm
tail on
gonna
the
have 6
donkey.
days for my birthday off. All right, we can do something then.
Dang,
Oh,
6
well,
days?
that day.
We got a long vacation for your birthday.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, it's only I'm only taking 2 extra days off.
You
Oh.
only got
4 days
born.
is-
You're only born, bro. It's not that big.
I'm sorry, but my birth is a.
I didn't know you were such a big 4th of July fan.
I'm not, but I kind of have to be because that's where my birthday is.
Such
It's on
an
the 4th?
America weeb over here.
Yeah.
I know. This is why he's
Did
gonna
you
go
guys
fight
see
for his
that
country.
World War III anime trailer I sent?
Enemy trail, I haven't
Oh.
seen it.
No, not
It's
yet.
on the main.
The Disciple Scout.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for visiting the Sleeping Cinema. Until next time, bye.
See you later, dude.